All right, guys, welcome back to another case study. I like to do these mainly for two reasons. One, to inspire all of you that are out there that are thinking about getting started with real estate investing, and then two, to highlight, some of our members that are actually just absolutely crushing it. All right, it takes a lot of uh, willpower, dedication, and determination, to go out there and actually apply the information and get a deal. And so I'm excited. I'm proud to have Gabrielle here on this case study today. So Gabrielle, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
So let's talk about pre-real estate, right? So what were you doing, like what were you doing before real estate?
So the crazy part is like I've been in real estate for 20 years. I've been a realtor, I've been a loan officer, a loan processor, and before all of this happened, I was a property manager for a high rise in downtown Los Angeles for 10 years.
Wow.
And then 2019, I decided I was going to quit my job because there was some stuff going on at my job. And I was like, oh, I'm going to transfer to a new company. And I October of 2019, I resigned. And I said, okay, I'm just going to take off the rest of the year and relax. And then, at the beginning of the year, I'll start getting my resume together and all that stuff. And then that's when the pandemic hit.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm not going back into property management with these tenants that don't have any money and these owners that want, money. And I'm the monkey in the middle, and then having to enforce all of this, pandemic stuff. Cause I was a commercial property manager.
Oh,
I
right.
was not a residential property manager. And so I said, well, I'm just going to kind of sit back for a while because I got a year severance when I left my job.
Oh, nice.
So I said I was just going to sit back and relax and kind of just watch, see where the dust settled. And so that's where, you know, that's where I was at. And so that's when I decided I was just going to get out of it completely.
Hmm.
And I joined your course.
So how did you even find me anyway? I always ask you, like, where did you find me?
That is so funny because it was my son, my 27-year-old son, that said, "You need to check this guy out." Because I told him, I need to do something different, And I had always been interested in wholesaling, and I had bought other wholesaling courses back in the day, but they really just didn't give you enough information and just enough to be dangerous, you know. So I ended up I said, yeah, why not? Let's take a look at, his course. And so that's what I did. And that's how it started out. Cause he was like, yeah, this guy sounds pretty good. And uh he's, young guy, da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, let me take a look at it. And so we decided we actually went in on the course together because
Wow.
we were gonna do it together. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's nice, man. Yeah, that's amazing. I think about, like, it just reminds me. I remember when my mom, and we didn't go into the business, but I remember my mom had ended up. We both got a job at the same place when I first moved to Tampa. We were working together, and it was amazing. Just having that bond around mom. So I can only imagine you working along with this business with your son. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
that was the plan, but you know what? He was so busy because we're all in real estate. So my son, he does mortgage lending. And
Yeah.
so he hasn't had a chance to jump on board, but he goes, after if you close your first deal, then you're going to show me what you did and I'm gonna hop over. So that was the plan. That was the agreement.
Wow.
So yeah.
Funny. So, all right. So you're in California. You're in a market. Obviously, it's super expensive. So you get started with the course. Of course, we talk about virtual wholesaling. This market that you went in, did you go into California market or did you go into a different market?
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. I didn't even though I probably could picked up some deals, but I just didn't want to start out in a market that was so crazy. I wasn't trying the East Coast and I wasn't trying the West Coast. I was trying to, not New York, because I'm from Jersey. I wasn't trying all of those states were really high. And so I was looking for something where people were more motivated. So,
okay. So you went to the South then, I'm guessing.
Huh?
You went to the South market in the South?
No, actually, my first deal was in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, that's right. Pittsburgh. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I ran I started campaigning, running. I started there. I did some campaigns in Arizona.
okay.
New Mexico.
Mm.
Yeah, but that was actually my first campaign that I started getting callbacks on was Pennsylvania.
I think one of our other members, that might have been Anton. I think his first deal was in Pittsburgh as well. So that's nice, Pennsylvania. Which most people go to Philly, so don't that you went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I was so glad I didn't, because then that's when all that hoopla about Philly jumping ship, on wholesalers and all that stuff, and so I was like, well, Pittsburgh is still on the map. So
okay,
yeah.
So let's talk about this deal. Okay, so you went out. You said, "All right, I'm gonna set up shop in Pittsburgh virtually." Now, have you ever been there to Pittsburgh before?
I have not.
Okay, so you've never physically been there.
Mm-mm.
So, how did you find this deal?
I ran my campaign. I ran a text campaign.
Okay.
And when I identified my market and I found where my cash buyers were, I ran my campaign, and I had about 6 or 7 responses, and not, some were interested, some weren't, but the funny part is this guy that I closed this deal on, he wasn't even one of the people that responded. He didn't respond until later on down the line. And he said, oh, he text messaged me one day and said, you sent me an email a little while ago and I wanted to talk to you about this. So the ones that I thought were going to pop were not even the ones that did. Right. I had a couple that I thought for sure, we were on board, and they went south on me. Wow. And so, yeah, I had this one guy, I just knew he was going to be the one that I closed on, because he said, yeah, I'm interested. And I made an offer on it, and then he just ghosted. And so, I followed up with him after, a few weeks and stuff like that, and found out another wholesaler came in behind me and got him. And then he came back to me and said, look, I want to talk to you again about this. And I was like, okay, so, what happened to you? And he said, well, I started talking to somebody else about it because they offered me more. And now they're pulling back on what they offered me. And now they're trying to take it kind of below what you offered me. And I was like, okay. I said, well, are you still, in a contract with this person? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, hands off, I can't touch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I can't do that. And so he was kind of disappointed, but yeah, the deal that I got wasn't even the deal that I expected to get.
Wow, that's great. So you get this person. I remember you told on our call, he was just like, I just want to get rid of it. The favorite words that we want to always hear.
Yeah, I know. He was such a sweet older guy, and you could tell he had a lot on his plate, because he had just purchased a brand new house for he and his wife, and they're older people, and then his son purchased a house at the same time, and then he had this house sitting over there vacant. And I think he thought he was going to fix it up himself and sell it, but he had too many honeydews on the new property and then trying to help his son fix up what he had just purchased,
Okay.
and he was working at the same time. You could tell he's probably at retirement age and needs to, just stop. And so he was like, I'll just be honest with you. I just want to get rid of it.
Wow.
And I was like, ding, 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 ding.
The famous words we always want to hear. Wow.
Heck, yeah, absolutely. So that's how that kind of went down.
All right. So get this deal locked up. You end up selling it. How much did you make on this deal?
I made $14,000 on this deal.
Wow. So when did you get a check or did you get a wire?
I got a wire.
So just tell me, how did that feel getting a wire? Like, just thinking about coming into this, it's like, all right, I'm gonna get into wholesale. I'm gonna buy the course. I'm gonna take my risk and make an investment on this. How did it feel actually to get that $14,000?
It was great, but it was some time coming because there were a lot of times when the deal was supposed to close,
right,
and I had to extend it, because of the municipality over there in Pittsburgh. They're slow getting their tax, their tax and stuff together and getting that tax cert together. And then like Pittsburgh, you have to do what's called it's a dye test. They have to run dye through the sewage system of the property to make sure that it's not linked up, like the runoff is not linked up with the sewer and stuff like that. And so, between that and my seller was, he's older. So number one, first he agreed to put the lockbox on. Then I think he talked to some family member and he got really apprehensive about it. And I was like, okay, I got you. You don't know me, And so I said, okay. So then the only time we could get into the property was every Thursday or Friday when his wife could go out there and open it. And so that slowed me down, because then I had to get my photographer out there. And then I had to get the contractor from my buyer out there. And so it was all like a week apart, so what I could have had all done in a week, in the same, in a couple of days,
right,
had he, put the lockbox on.
Right.
And then trying to communicate with him was hard because he'd be at his job or be at somewhere and he wouldn't answer texts. And then he didn't have his own email address. So I was communicating through his son's email address and he was not picking up who I was and getting these messages to his dad right away. So it got slowed down a lot more than it had to be, and then throw in a couple of holidays because we had Thanksgiving and Christmas and then the pandemic, so it didn't really close when it was supposed to. But being in real estate, all these years I have a real estate nerve. So I know a deal is not a deal until a deal closes, and I just don't count on it. And I don't count my chickens until they're hatched, so so I was just like, well, it'll close when it closes, so when it did, I was like, finally, this is nice. Yeah, this is nice.
The fact that you did it virtually too, like you wasn't there physically at all. You didn't step into the house. You didn't shake any hands. Everything done on the computer or phone.
Yep.
Amazing.
Everything.
I'm pretty sure your son is like, all right, Mom, well, can we get together now so we can show me how to do this?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. He was like, he was really proud. He was like, you really went through that course, and did it, so I was really, happy to show him that it wasn't a waste of time,
right.
First of all, and that he can do it now too, because he's such a great salesperson. I mean, he would kill it, He's just naturally that way. I'm not. I'm more of a service person. If you need something, I've got it, then less work, but he is like top notch. You know, he loves sales. And he's good with people. So I was like, yeah. So I
Well,
can't
that's,
wait to show him.
yeah, but that's just a testament too that, people think when they come into this business that they have to have, sales skills or marketing skills. I mean, these things,
Yeah.
what we focus on and teach in the course. And the one thing I like also is that you showed up to all of the calls. We do calls every other Wednesday, and then every Thursday. I know on the Wednesday calls, I've always saw you show up. And so that's another testament to you too. Is that some people, they invest in training courses, and we like to give additional support, but some people don't take it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, why didn't you show up to the calls? I really want to be successful. If you show up to the calls, they're gonna literally be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? Get to where you want to be, and get that deal, get the first deal done. So shout out to
For
you.
me, it was yeah. For me, it was like I'm transitioning into a whole different life, and so I just like I need every little tidbit and every little gem that I could get out of this, to make
Uh,
this make this work.
absolutely. So for anybody that's like, on the fence or thinking about joining our virtual Flip Riches course, like what advice would you give them?
I say absolutely do it, because I was in your shoes and I was thinking, in the back of your mind, you're like, you see all of these courses
Mhm.
and you think, is this another thing I'm going to spend my money on, waste my money on and not get any return, get my money back on and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, the thing that made your course work for me was that I'm ADHD, what I'm saying? You got a couple of seconds to get my attention and hold it, and the fact that your modules, the videos in your modules are like 5 to 7 minutes, of just actual information. That's what did it for me because I was like, okay, we're getting the nuts and bolts in a short period of time. That's me. I can apply, just tell me what to do. And I'm saying I'm a step-by-step person. That's just how I work. And so when I opened up the videos and I was like, and you said, you said important stuff, but you said it in a short period of time,
Right.
so that I could digest it, get the information and digest it and make my notes on that and go on to the next, video
Right.
and pick up some more information. And so it makes it easy to, as a building block, to, because you have these systems out here, and I understand they feel like by, talking a long time, they're adding value,
Right.
but really for a lot of, people like myself, they're just losing you, what I'm saying? Because after so long, you don't even want to, you don't even want to stay around to hear to get to the nuts and bolts to make it happen. And so then it does become a waste of time and a waste of money, what I'm saying? And so I got a course like that right now. I'm in, and I know the guy and I know that he's very successful. It's an online business,
Mhm.
and I know that he's successful at what he does, and in digital marketing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I I literally wasted a half an hour the other day just listening to him with the fluff stuff in the beginning, and I yeah, and I'm in the webinar for a half an hour, and still he has said nothing. And he said the webinar is an hour and a half, so I was already, I was like already, digging my heels in, like, oh, okay, an hour and a half. Let's see if you could do this. And after half an hour, he hadn't said anything, and I'm like, I jumped ship, and I sent him a text message, and I said, look, if you got a if you got a shorter version of this, they get straight to the point, I'll pay you the same. Just give give it
Nah,
to me.
I'm glad you
You
brought
know?
that up. I'm glad you brought that up because, like, it's true. I'm the same way. Like, I'm being a course creator and buying tons of other courses. I saw the things that I like, and then I saw the things I don't like, and that's why I tried to build my course, other things that I do like, because I'm the same way. I never liked school in the sense of having to sit in the class for an hour and a half or whatever, trying to learn. Give me the short version, give me the actionable information that I need so I can process it and not get overwhelmed with so much information overload. And
Yeah.
that's what I agree, which a lot of people are. Some people are opposite, but I like to let's give it just bits and pieces on every single module. I mean, our course has over 100 plus videos, and people are like, damn, I gotta watch 100 videos. I'm like, well, listen, the reason why is because we've broken it down. I can make it probably 15, 20 videos if they're all 20, 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
40, 50, I could probably make it 10 videos if they were an hour long.
Yeah.
But instead, I was like, let's just break it up shorter times, but still give you all of the different things that you actually
And
need.
that's what made this like so valuable, because you can tell in the actual modules and in the videos that you're getting stuff that you can apply.
Mhm.
It's not, you're not just just talking and running your mouth off.
Yeah.
Okay, do this, that, and the other to get this part of it done.
Right.
Next, get this, that, the other done. And so that's what makes it valuable, because I knew, okay, another thing is, a lot of these courses will string you along through all these modules, and then at the end, they've got this ascension offer, like, but if you really want to be successful, you need to spend this money, and you like gone through all of this, and you're like, I can't believe I sat through all of this, and now you want to basically pimp me for another, some more money,
Yeah.
and I really can't do much with what you gave me, because you want to upsell me. And so that's another thing. I could, by the time I finished it, I knew I could make something happen with the information that I got in this.
Nah, that's definitely. I mean, that's probably why I'm not as rich as I should be, because I know a lot of people do that.
Well, I mean, it's okay. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If people want to, mentorship, or, because
Right. Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
might be struggling or something like that. But I mean, if you're spending, so much money on something, you should be able to
Oh,
apply,
absolutely. Absolutely.
and get some stuff done. And if later on, when you closed a couple of deals, and you want to take it to the next level,
Right.
then so be it,
Yeah.
but
No, it's definitely true. I mean, that's what we value in the company. We want to make sure that we over deliver a value. And so, we're not into the, giving you fluff and then trying to upsell you. We want your experience to be good. That's also why we do the calls, every week as well, with Corey and stuff like that, is that we want to make sure we're over delivering. We want y'all to get results.
yeah.
Y'all get, because the more people that get results in the course, and they're able to tell people, that brings more people. So that's what I believe in. So, you know,
Yeah.
once again, I want to say congratulations. I know this is not
Thank
the only deal you're
you.
gonna have.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, and looking forward to you posting in the group of some more wires that you'll be getting.
Yes, yes. Actually, right now I'm in the process of setting up my entity, because I can't take any more money on like that without
Yeah,
it being under a business. But so that's where I'm at right now. And as soon as my entity is set up, I'm working on that this week. Then I'll go ahead and start running more campaigns
cool.
and work on my next deal. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Once again, like I said, thank you. And guys, if any of you are thinking about getting in the program, there's a link in my bio, or a link on this video somewhere, wherever you're watching this at. Click that, get access to it, and hopefully you will be one of the next case studies.